Hello everyone. So today I will explain about Spring Boot 3 observability. So for explaining that how we are going to use this observability, I will explain how can we use measure the API response in Spring Boot 3. We will explore the concept of observability in Spring Boot 3 and the capabilities of the performance monitoring, right? So let's understand about the what is observability. So this is about getting a clear picture of what's happening inside of an application. Suppose in applications we are exposing multiple APIs and how those APIs or maybe services, how it is performing. So those can be easily measured using this observability. To achieve this observability, we need to use some tools and techniques to collect the data from the sources like log and then matrices and the tracing. This data actually help us to understand how this actually application is performing. If is there means any problems or something that we can smartly decisions we can take, and also maybe is there any kind of improvement areas, so that also we can easily check from these things. So means basically developers or maybe anyone can keep an eye of these applications, and they can checking if is there any kind of the issues is coming or not, or the application is running smoothly. So those kind of things we can easily check using this observability, right? So before we can understand how we are going to use this one in Spring Boot 3, we need to understand some basic concept related to this observability. So first of all, observability, we need to there is actually one handlers, and that actually registers basically for enabling this one we need to write some handlers, and then we need to register this observability in a component in Spring Boot that help us to monitor the performance of the applications. So this handler actually basically responsible for capturing the event during the execution of many methods or services. They allow us to measure the execution time, handle exceptions, and perform the additional actions. We can even create our own custom handler to meet the specific monitoring needs, right? What about the observability registries? This is basically act as a centralized repositories for storing and managing the observe matrices. So this is actually help us to organize and analyze the data collected from the observability handlers. This registers provides a consolidated view of the application performance. So there is another concept of the aspect, like observed aspect. So this is kind of aspect oriented programming in component, in Spring Boot that allow us to apply observability in our code. It work with the @observe annotations. So this basically annotation actually basically we can apply of inside of any method or maybe in the class. If we apply on the particular method, then particular method will be observed. If it will be apply as a header of the class, then it will apply in all the all the methods which are available in this particular class. So this is one of the thing. So next, also I'll create one program so that we can check in a real time how it will be look like, how can measure the performance or how much time is taking for executing any services. So for that basically we need to add two dependencies. One is the Spring Boot starter actuator, another one is the Spring Boot starter AOP. This AOP dependencies is basically mandatory, else will fail to start. Next, we will create our customize handler. So those we can create. So let's check the program how we are going to create this one, how we are defining the dependencies over the for in a POM. So those things let's check how we are going to create those things. And one more things one more point actually. So whenever we are going to create this handler, means custom monitoring handler, so this actually one kind of the life cycle. So it's having a start, stop, then on error, then on means there's a one kind of scope actually. So this particular start is basically used when monitoring starts. Is inside of this method we can log a message that indicating that execution has begun, along with the name of the observed context. The stop method, on stop method actually is when the monitoring stops, it's calculate the execution time by like subtracting the start time and the end time. That I will show you like how you are going to do this one. On error, like if is there any kind of the error, then maybe this particular we can log something. So these are the few kind of the like cycle of this observation handler is having. Whenever we are going to create this particular coding, then I will show you like how it will be look like. So let's create the project. For demonstrating this observability in Spring Boot 3, I created one project as a Maven dependency management tool with Spring Boot 3 and Java 17. So if we are going to check the like pom.xml file, so just keeping as a simple for just demo purpose, like Spring Boot data JPA starter web. Then as a database, I've used this H2 database, in-memory database, then Lombok, and then this is the for the test. So that maybe we can ignore for the time being. So these are the dependencies I have used for the time being. Now like to understand and also like measure the method performance and also the execution, get the execution time of particular method. So for enabling those things means basically observability, we need to add two dependencies here. One is like Spring Boot starter AOP, and another one is to like starter actuator. So these two dependencies we need to add in this over here. So let's add those dependencies over here. Okay, so these are done now. Now like next, as I've already like created 3 APIs over here just to demonstrating this one, like how it will be working. So one is the add user, this is the get user, and this is the get all user from the database. These 3 like APIs I have created, and this is the service layer, which basically talking with the database. Like this is save, this is find by ID, and this is find all. So these are the like service layer. Now like for enabling this one, we need to like create our own observability handler method. So for creating like we need to create one handler class, and then particular observability things we need to register in this observer registry. Okay, so let's create another package for this. New package. For example, observe maybe. Okay, so here we need to create one class basically, which is basically like responsible for like measure the performance of any APIs. So maybe the measure the API performance, measure API performance. You can give any name. Okay, then like we need to implements, we need to implement this observation handler over here. Observation handler. Okay. Why it is not coming? Okay, maybe I need to update the POM. Like yes, now it is coming. So as you can see, these are actually coming from this micrometer package, io.micrometer. Okay, and here actually you need to pass the context. The context is like observation.context we need to provide. So this is also observation then dot context. Okay, so once we implement this particular implement this interface, actually if we see it's a kind of interface, actually you can see like it's having this on start, on error, on event, on scope opened, and on scope like closed. So this is actually react whenever any scope is opened, and this is closed, then actually scope close is method called. Same for this start. When any kind of like observation is started, then it will be called this one, and the stop will be when it is stop. And then like error is there, if any error is occurred, then particular this method is responsible. If any kind of event over there, then this method actually like is getting called. So now we need to implement those methods over here. Not only this, we need to like add all the, so it's not actually, it's not coming all the things. So like we need to create those things, means we need to it's a, actually it's a default one on start. We can customize those things. Okay, so like we need to create those method. So this is default is true. Next, like we need to override this on start. Okay, on start. Okay, so this is done now. Then we need to like on stop. Okay, on error. So similar fashion we can like add those, we can override this those method over here, or maybe we can also use the default one also. Next, like on event we can also override. Okay, next, like we can also like on scope opened, and finally on scope closed. Okay, so we can write our own custom logic over here. So like instead of this, maybe we can write our log over here. So for that, maybe we need to use this SLF4J. Okay, and here we can like use some kind of log dot info, like uh, kind of method execution started. Okay, same like here, instead of this we can like method execution completed. Okay, so this is in case of the error, maybe also like we need to override like method error occurred while executing method. Okay, so this log, maybe customized log we can add over here. So that means whenever any method like is going to start, then particular this log is actually printed, and once this is complete, then actually it will log this one. In case of error, it will print this one. Rest method we are not doing any kind of thing. Okay, now suppose if we are going to like print the like how much time is taking for executing any particular method. So for that we need to add this time over here in the context. So context actually means here actually we can put this is a key value pair kind of thing. So here like execution time, for example. Okay, execution time, and here actually you can what you can print means need to print this system dot current time millisecond. Okay, next, like same in the stop method, actually what we need to do here, actually we need to get this time over here, right? So in the stop method here we need to get the like context dot get or default here. So here actually we need to provide this name here, and else actually it will return as 0. Okay, okay, so now it will be a means we can directly like maybe for example long time taken. Okay, So here system dot current time millisecond minus this. Okay. Okay. So it will print the time taken. So here actually we can like print this one. Okay. And also like we can provide the like name of this one, completed for name. Here actually we need to put the name like context dot get name. Okay. Completed. Okay. Now this is done. So that means here actually you are putting this time, and here actually you are taking the difference, current time and whatever time we are putting over here. So using this we can like segregate those things. Now like we can start this application and check like if everything is working fine or not. One more point actually, for enabling this this observability, we need to put some properties into the into application.properties files. So as I can see, I have properties only the like database related operations over here. So these two properties actually like for the all endpoints it's enable, and health also it will show always. Okay. So these two properties we need to add over here. So now start this program, run as applications. It will not take more time. Okay, started, right? It started. Okay. Okay. So now like we can check this from the Postman. So for the Postman actually I have already like created this add user. So name, address and hobby. So let's try to call this one. So that means I have created this one. Let's check the matrices. So in the matrices we can get all this information, but we are not getting kind of any kind of the observability kind of thing for this particular method add user, right? So the reason behind it, like we are not putting any kind of the, for enabling this we need to use some kind of the observability annotations, maybe here or maybe into the service layer also. So for the time being we can put all the things in the service layer. So let's add those properties, or maybe let's add those annotations. So let's add this one, observed. Okay. And here actually we need to provide the name of this one. So for example it's a add dot user. Same, we need to add for this also get. Okay, get user, and it is a get all users. So get dot all user. Okay. Now again we need to restart this one. Let's rerun it again. Okay. It started. Now we can try to add some user. Okay, this is done. Next, it is also done. Okay, so we have created two user. Now here actually those should be over here. We can see add user, but we are not able to see all the things, right? Let's try to add dot user. Here also you can, no. Okay, so maybe I missed something. Let me check those things. In case of 3 it will throw some exception. Okay, let me check. Okay, so actually here I have created this one, but I need to, what I need to do, I need to like register this one in observer actually in the registry. So observation registry, we need to actually add this one, else it will, that's why it is not actually, you are not able to get all the details in the matrices. So that actually we need to do. So how can we do that? We need to create another class maybe observation registry, for example, register, and here actually it will be a configuration class, configuration. Next, like we need to create one bean of it. Okay, public, for example, it will be a bean void for the time being, then observe. Okay, or you can say it's a AOP kind of thing, and here actually we need to pass this observation registry. Okay, this interface we need to pass. Okay, next here actually we need to, in this object registry, we need to like we need to get this config, and here as a handler we need to add this one, means this one we need to add this new, this measure API performance. Just actually we need to add over here. Okay, so that means custom handler whatever we have created, we need to adding into this observation registry. Once this is done, then we need to return observer aspect. Okay, and here we need to pass this registry. So we need to add this return as observer aspect. Okay, and it will be annotated with bean. Okay, because we need to register as a Spring Bean. Okay, so it will be registered as a observer bean. Now we need to like restart this application again, save this one. Okay, restart this application again. Okay, it started now. Now let's try this. Okay, add user. Okay, why it's throwing the issue? Let's check. Cannot cast integer to long. Okay, okay, it will be an integer. You can directly print this one. Okay, let's rerun this program. Okay, started. Let's try once more. Again it's failed. Long cannot be cast to integer. Okay, let me check this one. Okay, so maybe we need to as a L. Let's check this one, rerun this program. Because it was integer and trying to casting as a long, so that's why. So I put it the forcefully casted to the long, so maybe now it should work. Started. Yeah, it's working now fine. Okay, so okay, now let's check this matrix. Add user is here, this is active. Next, like we are having the get user. Add user is here. Okay, because for like try to get this user, like we have created one user, so it will be success. Next, like for two also it will be success. And for get all users, get all user. So here actually you don't need to pass this variable, so it will return us all the user, right? Now revert it back. Okay, now check the matrix. Okay, so this is done, this is also coming, get is also coming. Now suppose if we try to get only for a single like KPI, so we need to add this one in a endpoint, something like this, so that we will get the details for this particular service. Okay, so this is, that means how much time it will come, means called 2 times, total time taken. Okay, one more thing, so that log actually we have added in the like handler, so that means this execution started and this taken this time again and completed with this request, right? So that means we have added this one, this taken this time, and that means here actually in the log also we are getting those things, right? Now suppose for the get user, like if we try to some invalid user ID, so in that same time it will return us invalid internal server error. Why it will throw us? Because like if you see like in the, like if it is not, then we are getting, so if it is null, then it will throw us null pointer exception. In the exception you will see like no value present, right? So now if we check the matrices for this get user, it is called 3 times and error no such element, that means here is a one error is getting over here, right? So in this way, like we can check for a particular service also, even also like for other services also we can put, and from here we can all the matrices we can get, like how many times this particular service is getting call, how much time it is taking for executing, so those kind of matrices we can easily get. So this is all about this observability in Spring Boot 3, and maybe there are a lot of areas for exploring. This is not a small things, actually this is a very big part. So in next one of my video I'll try to give more detail, even I'll try to like explore some another areas from the observability for like so for the time being that's all about this observability. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.